Every day, billions of dollars are spent chasing customers, but here's the brutal truth. They don't build real brand loyalty. They barely scrape the surface of connection. That moment when someone isn't just buying your product or service, but standing in line for it, defending it, promising it to others like it's their own identity, that is the rarest, most powerful thing any brand can earn. And yet, most founders, leaders, and marketers are stuck in the same hamster wheel, chasing quick wins, viral hits, or empty loyalty schemes that crumble the moment the next shiny thing appears. If this sounds familiar, there's a deep frustration boiling under every pitch, every campaign, every presentation. The problem isn't just competition, it's silence. The exhaustion felt when all those marketing tactics feel meaningless, like they aren't sparking something real. The confusion when even your best efforts don't create that lasting bond, feeling invisible in a crowded space where everyone shouts but no one truly listens. Here's the raw reality, because it's not just about loyalty programs, fancy slogans, or flashy design. It's about something that strikes way deeper. Brand loyalty isn't something you can buy or force. It either lives in the strongest part of a human spirit or it doesn't. And it's not waiting for a coupon. It's waiting to be ignited by truth. Truth that connects, challenges, and transforms. The question isn't if anyone can create unstoppable loyalty, but who dares to do it differently? Who refuses to settle for surface-level tricks and actually build something unshakable? Who rejects the system's illusions of easy marketing success and instead steps into something far more demanding, but deeply rewarding? Why are so many brands failing to create it? Because they are stuck serving comfort over courage. They want everyone to like them instead of being unapologetically magnetic to the few who truly matter. Because they build systems that reward mediocrity and afraid to burn a little risk. Because they forget loyalty grows from authenticity, relentless challenge, and a soul so clear it demands a response. The world sells you freedom, but chains you in conventions. Freedom of choice? More like confusion in an ocean of noise. They promise equality while settling for the lowest common denominator. They promote safety while killing individuality, and customers, they sense this. They don't crave another brand to blend into the background. They crave a brand that dares to be their lifeline, their tribe, their reason to fight for something bigger than themselves. So what does real, unstoppable brand loyalty look like? It is forged not in the ease of agreements, but in the fires of shared struggle and extraordinary vision. It's when your brand is a beacon in the fog for people who are tired of playing small. When the product or service is just the starting point, the real value is the movement, the identity, the transformation they live because of you. This is loyalty that transcends transactions. It makes your customers not buyers, but brand activists, fighters, leaders, people who don't only consume your story, but add their own voice to it. This isn't marketing, this is revolution. Here's how to get there, and it starts with being ruthless about who you serve. Stop trying to reach everybody. That's the fastest way to be ignored by everyone. Instead, choose the few who burn as fiercely as you do. Define your edges and commit to standing there boldly, even if it means losing the middle. Because guess what? The middle never builds loyalty. The edges do. The ones who live your values louder than just words, who see in your brand the chance to shape their identity and their future. Next, demand brutal honesty from your brand story. Not the polished sales pitch, but the raw, unfiltered truth about why you exist, what you reject, and how you fight for that future. Stop hiding behind generic promises and start wielding your will as a weapon that slices through sameness. Then, build from connection, not just communication. Loyalty turns into obsession when people feel deeply seen and understood. That means going beyond demographics or buyer personas. It's about recognizing their unspoken desires, their fears, their very essence. Create spaces where your people don't just follow, they belong in a way that celebrates their uniqueness and fuels their drive. Craft experiences, both online and offline, that create moments of transformation. Moments that dare them to unlearn old limits and embrace becoming more. Your brand isn't the hero. Your customers are. Your role is to be the guide, the amplifying force, the catalyst for their highest selves. And patience must be the backbone here. Loyalty isn't built in a day or with a single campaign. It's the long game, the slow burn of consistent authenticity, aligned action, and fierce commitment to your tribe's evolution. It's about designing customer journeys that ripple deeper at every touchpoint, where trust isn't earned in a click, but through relentless proof that you stand by your promise no matter how hard the world pushes back. When you commit to this, you step out of the noise and become a signal, an unyielding force that attracts not just customers, but creators, partners, and believers who want to build the future with you. The true magic surfaces when you realize that loyalty lives in sovereignty. Your customers aren't just consumers, they are individuals who refuse to be defined by anyone but themselves. They want a brand that respects that sovereignty and challenges them to be more. They want to know that by choosing you, they are making a statement, that they are part of a movement where they can burn bright and be free, not just follow comfortably. So, never ever dumb down your message or dilute your purpose for the sake of mass appeal. It's a trap that quietly kills loyalty and leaves behind only bland followers who drift away at the first storm. Now here is the counterintuitive truth that breaks all the old rules. Real loyalty isn't built on happiness alone. It's built on shared struggle, vulnerability, and radical honesty. It's about standing together in the face of the impossible and saying, "We will not bend." When your brand dares to be that raw, that real, suddenly loyalty detaches from convenience and becomes a fierce fire in the soul. Your most loyal customers become your fiercest allies and your toughest critics. They demand more because they believe more. And that's the secret code no one talks about. The power of building a tribe that refuses silence and fear. So how does a founder, a leader, or a professional break out of the tired marketing loops and create this? Start by burning your assumptions. Throw out what everyone says works and ask real questions. Who are the few that don't just like your brand, but live for what it stands for? How can you give them a platform, a voice, a shared future? What risks are you willing to take to keep your promise even when it gets tough? How can you make your brand a home for the rare and the restless who refuse to settle? Then build a network, a fiercely supportive, brutally honest, unshakable network that connects those few with each other, because isolated brilliance withers. Connected brilliance shapes reality. Think beyond transactions. Design ways for your audience to co-create, challenge, share. Turn your brand into a living, breathing space of becoming. Don't fear exclusivity. Embrace it as your strength. Remember, the world's institutions failed the exceptional because they wanted mass control. Your brand can succeed by celebrating radical individuality and weaving it into collective power. When rare people feel seen, understood, and empowered to be exactly who they are within your brand's universe, loyalty will explode like wildfire, unstoppable, unbreakable, unforgettable. This is more than marketing. It's creating a force that transcends commodification, a force that says no to convenience and yes to revolutionary becoming, a force that unlocks the extraordinary in every person willing to stand with you. So the brands that burn the brightest won't fight to be liked by the masses. They will ignite those who refuse to be tamed, who are done waiting for permission, and who want to build what's next together. And when that happens, loyalty isn't just a metric. It's a movement. If this is where you want to be, stop looking for shortcuts, stop chasing trends, and start focusing on the few who are ready to follow you into the fire. Build with courage, authenticity, and persistence. Demand a loyalty so fierce it's unstoppable, because anything less is just noise. The only way to create brand loyalty that lasts? It's to make it part of a larger mission, a shared identity, and a relentless commitment to transforming not just your customers, but the very world you live in. The few who dare will shape the many. The bold who ignite their tribe will build empires not on sand, but on soul. And the unstoppable loyalty that comes from this is the most valuable currency of all, because it can't be copied, bought, or sold. It must be earned, lived, and fought for every single day. So, if you're ready to burn brighter, if you want to break the chains of marketing nonsense and forge a brand that is truly timeless, this is the path to walk. Not easy, not quick, but inevitable for those who refuse to settle for anything less than extraordinary.